On the day I was supposed to marry my husband, I received an anonymous photo showing Finn in bed with a younger woman. On the day I was to marry Finn, I received an anonymous photo. It showed Finn in bed with a young woman, two bare bodies entwined, so sensual and decadent. I stared blankly at the photo for a while, then went straight to the groom's dressing room. Finn was passionately kissing the girl from the photo. The others in the room whistled in appreciation. Someone remarked enviously, "Finn's the man white getting wild on his own wedding day." Another chimed in, "Wedding or not, Finn does what he wants, who can stop him?" As the kiss ended, Finn released the breathless girl with a look of satisfaction. He declared defiantly, "Marriage is so boring. If my family wasn't forcing me, who'd want to marry a dull woman like Tatisht? She's like a block of ice minus enough to freeze a man to death." Someone laughed suggestively. "How exactly is she dull, Finn? Care to share?" Finn kicked him playfully. "So curious. Why don't you go find out for yourself? You are not angry? Why would I be?" Finn said carelessly, arm around the girl's waist. "As long as you don't find her boring." A dense, gnawing pain spread through my heart. I walked in with an icy expression. The room fell silent. The man who had been speaking turned red, trying to cover. "Hey, testes. We were just joking." I stood before Finn staring at him unblinkingly. He released the girl's waist and smiled faintly. "Since you heard, I might as well be honest." I clenched my fists tightly, nails digging into my flesh, but I felt no pain, my face betraying no emotion as I nodded. "Go on. I am marrying you because of family pressure. We both know that. Daisy is the one I love." Finn stroked the girl's hair tenderly. "I can't give her marriage, but I can give her a ceremony." He took out a dazzling wedding ring and put it on the girl's finger. "Wear this ring for now as if I married you." Everyone in the room looked at me with pity and sympathy. This was the ring the foster family had custom made for me at great expense, now on another woman's hand. A sharp pain pierced the depths of my heart. My nose stung with the urge to cry, but I found no tears would come. I spoke softly. "Finn, you don't want to marry me, do you?" He scoffed. "You are only realizing this now?" His cold attitude brought forth the weariness I had long suppressed. I smiled faintly, so light it could blow away in the wind. "Then let's not get married." With that, I turned and left. As Finn stared in shock, passing the bridal dressing room, I cut my white wedding dress to pieces. I had sewn that dress myself stitch by stitch. What a pity I would never wear it now. I also removed my engagement ring and tossed it among the dress fragments. After taking care of these things, I left the wedding venue. Before leaving, I sent apologies to both families. After sending the messages, I turned off my phone. I went to Harbor to stay with my best friend, Summer. "Oh my god, Tassish, you actually ran away from your wedding." After the initial shock, Summer clapped excitedly. "I always said that Playboy Prince of Ayora Finn wasn't good enough for you. You finally come to your senses. I've got a super eligible bachelor for you. I'll introduce you tonight." I quickly waved my hands in refusal, but Summer was never one to take no for an answer. She immediately arranged for her husband to invite Ethan out for billiards. At the private billiards club, as soon as I got out of the car, I noticed an overly intense gaze fixed on my face. Summer quietly pinched me. "Maya, do you know Ethan? The way he's looking at you is far from innocent." In the flickering nightlights, he stood illuminated. I had to squint to make out his features. He had handsome brows and eyes, broad shoulders, and a narrow waist, lean and tall, though dressed simply in athletic wear. He carried himself with extraordinary grace. His sharp aura was softened by the sandalwood prayer beads on his left wrist, giving him an otherworldly air. I searched my memories, but couldn't recall knowing such an incredibly handsome man. "I don't know him," Summer whispered in my ear. "Ethan is known as the ascetic guy of Harbor. He's famous for his self-restraint. Puts that Playboy Finn to shame. Since he's interested in you, don't miss his chance." As we whispered to each other, Ethan had already walked up to us. "Ethan Tastix and I aren't very good at billiards. You can teach her later, and my husband will teach me." Ethan's gaze never left my face, making no attempt to hide his interest.